For those who are new, welcome. For those who have been here already, thanks for staying. Now, let's dive into today's topic. Forza Horizon 2. Released in 2014, Horizon 2 is set up as a festival road trip across northern Italy through southern France. This game would be the first in the Horizon series to feature real-world locations. If you recall, that was an issue I had with Forza Horizon 1. So, Horizon 2, we have real-world locations, including Nice, Sisteron, and Saint Martin. The Italian side of the map are areas based on Italy, but are not direct replicas. In a future video, I will be dissecting probably Horizon 2 through Horizon 5 to compare the map to real-world locations to see what the developers did right and where they could have done better in replicating the real world into their game. And at that point, I'll go over the map of Horizon 2, more specifically the Italian side, and show what they got right with it, change some names, and I'll talk about what I think they should have done differently. So getting back to Horizon 2 here, as I said, this game was set up as a road trip festival. You start out at the main Horizon Festival, where the game tells you what region of the map you're going to first. You go there, you do 4 races in a specific style of racing, which you do get to choose. So you get to choose the style, which means you're choosing the kind of car you're using. So you do have some freedom of choice, just not freedom of what region you're going to. It's slightly complicated, but once you get the hang of navigating it, it's actually pretty fun. And this is a feature I hope they bring back to the franchise one day. Once you finish your 4 races, you either get prompted to go to another festival location, because all the regions have their own festival outposts or sites or whatever you want to call them. And then you either go there or it tells you to go back to the main Horizon Festival, at which point it then tells you what the next region to go explore is. After that, you again do the 4 races at that location, and it's a rinse and repeat. Over time, you will get a new wristband, and the level of difficulty might go up. Yes, wristbands returned in this game. So you'll rank up, and I found that after you complete 15 of these road trip events, you then get to race in the quote Horizon Finale race, which in future games became the Goliath race. The only thing here is once you complete that, you then reset and you get to do a whole new slew of festival road trips, where I presume once you get done with that set, you then get to do another version of the finale race, which I guess is identical, but again, you have to go through all the different races to keep doing that one race until you've done all the races in the game, and then I presume all races become unlocked and you're just able to freely do whatever you want. So that is the basic gameplay loop of this game. All the core features from Horizon 1 return, including barn finds, showcase races, and bonus boards. Bonus boards are one thing I forgot to mention in Horizon 1 in that video, but they were there. Basically, they're these boards that are scattered throughout the map that you go smash, and in that game, you got discounts on your car upgrades. In this game, They gave you two different boards to smash. One kind gives you XP for the game, so your player level goes up, and the other are fast travel discounts. Fast travel was in the last game, but it was very limited. You could only go to either the festival or the quote festival outposts, which they're just miniature festival garages, whatever. You could change cars. No, just nothing super vital for the gameplay, in my opinion. So I didn't cover it last time, but yeah, fast travel was a thing. In this game, it comes back, and you're able to fast travel to the different festival locations. Radio stations have come back, and in this game they introduced a classical music station, which I have to admit went harder than it really needed to. Like, it was really, really good. New features that have come into this game, one of which is the paint booth got upgraded from Horizon 1. Horizon 1 was made for the Xbox 360. Horizon 2, while it had an Xbox 360 variant, it was primarily made for the new Xbox One generation at the time. And Forza Motorsport 5 had already come out with its own updated paint booth system, and that system got adopted into Horizon 2. Horizon 2 would also introduce the driver perk / car perk system, where when you're driving around, you gain skill points, and those skill points build up into a point system that you can spend on these perks. And in this game, the perks gave you extra credits, extra percents of this, ways to gain more of whatever it is you wanted to do, basically. It was a really interesting system. This game would also introduce the Horizon bucket list. The bucket list was basically scattered again throughout the map, random vehicles that had challenges associated with them. So you might have to drive a car at top speed from point A to point B under a certain time limit. Or you might have to go do some stunts and build up a huge skill score. Just random stuff like that. These were just fun little activities to break up all the hardcore racing during the game. They also introduced Horizon Promo, which has been in all the games since, where you're challenged with taking photos of every single drivable vehicle in the game. They introduced car meets as well, a place where you could drive up and meet up with other players online, see their cars, see their paint schemes, download them. It was a social thing for random players to go do. This would also be the first Horizon game to have a land-based DLC expansion. In this game, it was called Storm Island. This would also be the first game where the Forza Horizon developers would partner with a outside company to give players a unique experience. In this game, they partnered with the guys who make the Fast and the Furious movies and gave a whole Fast and the Furious story for the game, where you could drive the Fast and Furious cars, do activities inspired by the movies. A really interesting concept for the developers to do. This game would also introduce cross-country driving and cross-country racing into the Horizon franchise. As I talked about in Horizon 1's video, the map was very limited and restrictive. This map, very much open, still with some barriers, but quite a bit of it was completely open, so you were not limited to just driving on the roads. So, one major issue that I do have with this game. When Horizon 1 was made, it was made for the Xbox 360. When Playground Games was developing this game, it was being made for the new Xbox One generation of game hardware. The physics system, and I do believe the whole game engine, got changed for this game. The physics in this game, as a result, are all over the place. You hit a slight bump and your car can go flying off in a random direction and wind up in a tree or something. Like, it is absolutely insane what the physics were like in this game. I do feel like they should have reined that in a bit and taken maybe another year to get this game solid. Everything else about this game was spot on, but the physics, they were a nightmare. They introduced the weather system that I mentioned, and the wet roads, also an absolute nightmare and not super well reined in. No pun intended. So, again, recap, physics, absolutely awful. Everything else about this game, great. Great progression system, great open world. Not as open as we'd like, considering the way the games are today, but for what it was, great. Music, again, fantastic. Overall, I'd give this game a solid 8 out of 10. Physics are holding it back quite a bit, and the fact that the Italian side of the map isn't as much of a replica as the French side of the map also is holding it back. Now then, a fun fact I have for you that I'm going to leave you with. At the time of recording this video in full, the 2026 Winter Olympics have started. They are taking place between Milan and Cortina in northern Italy. The next Winter Olympics will be set in the French Alps, which would be southern France. So the fact that we're talking about Horizon 2 right now, going into the Winter Olympics, given where they're being hosted right now, versus where they're going to be hosted next time, it's crazy to think I'm doing this video right now. So, with that said, until next time, roll those dice, move that bishop, and collect 200 after passing go.